Welcome to RollFare, a D&D podcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. As always, we will introduce ourselves. I am Devin, the Dungeon Master.
I'm Ryan. I'm playing Alton, the Tiefling Warlock.
I'm Kayla, playing Kaiji, the Tabaxi Pirate.
I am Austin, playing Sheru, the Cleric.
I am Ben. I'm playing Raina, the Human Ranger. And I'm also covering for Brad, who plays Arden, the Wizard.
I am Sarah. I am playing Asar, the Fire Genasi Sorceress.
Perfect. So last time we left the party with them having just finished up a fight with the Makisi Swampfish, collected some materials, and started cleaning themselves off in the immediate vicinity. Rainer had a moment of clarity where he has, I think, become a conservationist. And the party also experimented with different paralytic properties of the mucus from the swampfish. But they also learned about a location within the wetlands called the Kinrasi Uchimu, which essentially is a area of wild magic where various rare spell components can be found. And Urin has promised that he will take them there as a possibility of payment for the work that they did. So we're going to start off with them having just started to head north, and we'll pick up there. So you guys are beginning to move northward through the wetlands. It's as I said, the dry season. You see patches of reeds and grass still, but it is mostly devoid of water except for small patches here and there. Mostly like very, very small puddles in the area. I'm assuming you're still leading, Sharu?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a perception check for me, or survival.
Or survival?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would be an 8.
Okay. So as you are kind of looking around, it's easy enough to tell that there's some activity around, various birds or small game and whatnot travels around.
Ooh, that bird has blue-colored feathers. Gotta write this down.
And but besides that, nothing really stands out. You guys continue making your way, and night passes again, and I imagine you're setting up camp.
Yes, Rainer, would you like to help me go out and try to find something to cook over the fire?
Honestly, that's an excellent idea. I'm kind of starting to get a little tired of, goat jerky.
You have cold jerky? I thought we had salted fish. That's what I had in my pack.
Oh, well, the rations I picked up from the Oasis I just go with goat jerky. It lasts just about as long as, and I don't think it goes bad, actually.
That sounds so much better than the salted fish I've been eating.
Well, we're going to go and try and hunt down something a little fresher, and if that doesn't work out, maybe we can do a little exchange, because, yeah.
Okay. So why don't you two make a survival check?
Are you near me? Are you next to me? Or did you leave?
This would be while they're out hunting.
Okay.
I got a 21.
18.
Okay. Nice. So you guys begin making your way around the grasslands here, and you come across what looks to be a small herd of like wildebeest, and as you are sneaking up on the creature, I'll just put it this way. You track the creature well enough, and you find the herd grazing in the evening, some bedding down. So you found them. Now you have to see if you get them.
Yes, let's aim at separate ones, just in case one of us misses, kind of thing. We might get two for one, but
Okay. My plan is
Yes.
I will try to start with my bow. And if we both miss, I'm going on the chase.
Oh, don't worry, I can chase with you.
Wonderful.
Okay. So go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
I got 10.
All right. I'd say that's good enough to hit them.
Sweet.
And then go ahead and do just your attack roll real quick.
Damage.
Your damage roll, sorry.
10 damage.
Sweet. That's 9 damage. No,
Okay.
11 damage. I know how to add.
Sounds good. So you both hit your wildebeests, and you bring them down instantly. So you've got 2 wildebeests now.
We should do this more often. This is surprisingly fun.
Indeed, quite effective. It's been a long time since I've gone hunting for myself.
For not being very experienced with the bow, I'm surprising myself every time I use it.
Wonderful. So I head over and I start trying to. Should we hold them back first or dress them here?
Honestly, just weight savings. Let's try and gut them here. Make sure. Do we have? Is there kind of maybe a hill around?
I mean,
Just a small hill, just within
Yeah.
a reasonable
Yeah.
short distance. Going to carry it to the hill and going to have it up on the hill in such a way that when I gut it, the blood runs downhill,
sounds good.
so that it doesn't pool underneath the animal.
Wonderful. This is not your first rodeo. Normally, I have trees that help, but that's a good strategy.
Yes, it's something you kind of pick up when you live off the land.
Indeed. Do we need to make survival checks?
Yeah, go ahead and make survival checks.
Come on. That was lower. Not bad. 15.
16.
Okay. I'd say you guys are able to dress these and get rid of all of the guts and whatnot as efficiently. And you can either, with those rolls, you can either choose to butcher what you need here or try and take them back and preserve what you can if possible.
I told you I know how to do this. I bet Shadow was chattering on in the background or something.
Sure, a lot of chatter. He's gonna be talking up a storm when we haul these back in.
Agreed.
We should probably get moving though, because it will take a bit of time with the added weight.
Yes. Let's take back what we can. Does Arden still need the leather for something? Does anyone in our party need the hide or?
It's honestly going to take so much time to completely skin them that it's better if we just take it back to camp, and we could work on maybe one of them during the night, during the watch or something.
Yes, good thoughts. Off we go.
Okay. So, are you attempting to bring both wildebeests back in their entirety or no?
Yeah, so I try and find essentially a couple kind of sturdy sticks, obviously as thick and whatnot as I can, and use some rope that I have to kind of bind them together as almost a small little cart thing that I can put it on and pull it with. It'll help get it there faster.
Sounds good. Go ahead and just make a survival check for that as well.
Come on. Don't let me down. Yes, 19.
Okay. I'd say you're able to gather the materials and craft something that's fairly sturdy to be able to do this. And I'd say with it, you're probably able to carry the wildebeest back with
I've got a
effort.
14 strength too.
Yeah, with
so
effort.
I'm not weak.
At first I just try to throw it over my shoulder, but I only have a strength modifier of 1, so I have a feeling that does not go very well.
Well, I mean,
See, I've got a
it
14
depends. It really
strength.
depends on your carrying capacity.
What is my carrying capacity? Because I didn't bring anything with me except my bow and my sword.
Capacity
I don't know where to.
is 180 pounds.
Okay. So I would say after kind of cleaning them up and whatnot, you're going to be somewhat close, but it'll probably be too heavy to carry on your own.
you can-
Average weight of a
Drag twice that.
Well,
wildebeest
that's
is
why
almost 300
I made
pounds.
the thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of
So,
a thing that
I
Indians use.
Yeah, the
like,
Troy.
I try to throw it over my shoulder and look all cool and whatever, and I don't make it very far. Okay, fine. You have a good idea. I try to do the same thing. And that's a 21.
Okay,
Nice.
you're able to do it as well. And with these tools, again, it's not easy per se, but it's certainly a lot easier than it would have been.
Yeah.
Otherwise, so you guys are able to haul these back to your camp and fully dress them there. And I'd say we can just use the same rolls as before, and you're able to cut it up into whatever you're eating tonight and any attempts at preservation for
Yeah, I'm
other
going
parts.
to use any salt we have on whatever we can't kind of smoke over the fire during the night.
Yeah, I'll start stripping them and smoking them.
And I would say just with the two that you brought back, I'd say this probably, if you preserve it well enough, and I'll have you do a survival check for that.
Okay.
If you preserve it well enough, I'd say you probably could get 3 weeks worth of meat out of it, out of the two, if you're eating it for every meal, basically.
You two brought a lot of food back. I would like to help you to preserve it. You guys, that is you, two beasts. Wow,
Yes, and none of it thinks for itself. So
it's wonderful. Well, I will help you guys dress it and see what we can preserve.
I would love to help. 2 beasts is kind of a bit for just 2 people to handle.
Also, using a dagger while it's not usually the best for butchering. I've got a small knife here that might be a little bit easier, more get into the small areas.
You're probably right. I know that I don't have one myself, but a lot of times they would have kind of a hooked dagger, but to gut them. But we already kind of took care of the gutting out in the field. A little bit of field dressing, so mostly we just need to harvest the meat that we can use. We're going to smoke and salt what we can, and maybe take a bit of the hide for Arden to use.
Well, I've never had to skin an animal before, but I can help make the fire.
That would
I'm really good at that.
we can hand you the meat. You can throw it on a stick and get it cooking.
By the time we're done with all that, we're going to be wanting to switch back to goat jerky in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean, it's a good commodity to sell when we get to where we're going.
Okay.
Whatever we have left over.
So go ahead and make a survival check for just preservation.
All of us?
Just whoever's preserving it.
A guidance.
On who?
Well, who has the highest
I'll do
or
guidance
lowest?
on myself for the cooking, I guess.
Okay, that was
guess
not
everyone's rules.
as good.
We'll use an average then.
Well, I mean, you're just fire, right?
Yeah, I'm cooking too, if that really needs a roll.
Good job, everyone. Chop chop.
You're supervising.
All right, what'd you get?
Hardest job. 19.
Okay.
I got 6.
All right.
I got
17.
I got a 10.
Okay. All right.
Finally didn't. Arden is like, let's see if this will work, and he does the mirror image spell, and he tries to get the mirror images to help with the meat, but they don't actually do anything.
So the you guys are able to preserve it well enough. It's probably not the best preservation that's ever been done, but just mostly because of the time that you have here. But I would say you're able to get enough preserved that will probably last a few weeks, for sure. Okay. So you guys finish up your cooking preservation, and let's just do a general perception check for a watch instead of going by rolls. We'll just do an average.
And I will say at night, Asal will cast Aid on Auden, Asa, and Sharu for 16 hours.
Okay.
And then
Ooh, nice.
I'll for the night I'll also refill the water skins.
Guidance for my perception. Alton got 17.
17. Okay.
22.
Raina got a 19, and Arden got a 10.
Okay.
And I got a 13.
All right.
5.
Nice. And we will roll for.
This goes into dice chair.
Oh, he brought you down bad.
He's scheming too much with his newfound toy, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He got a he got a 1. So. All right. So.
You don't seem to be actually trying to watch anything.
Well, I've got all these wonderful things to look at. I just can't get it out of my mind.
Okay, just, don't die before you show us where the components are.
Sure. I don't plan on dying.
Okay, me either.
Well,
I would hope not.
On the bright side, if he does die, we get all of his stuff.
I mean, that is true, but maybe he has more secrets.
It's a gamble, I guess. Let's keep him alive for now.
Excellent.
For now.
Excellent idea.
What's that supposed to mean?
Don't worry, we haven't unjustly killed anyone yet.
Don't worry. This one is a tease. He has an eccentric sense of humor.
I'd say morbid.
Morbid sense of humor.
He's absolutely
enough.
hilarious.
I just try to appear to be more of a demon to him.
We aren't joking, though. If you dare to cross us, I will rip out your tongue and cut off your hands.
I
Noted.
think that is the most horrifying thing I've heard on this entire journey.
And then I'm going to give him my most reptilian stare. I'm going to try to intimidate. And then we will eat you. I got 18.
Okay. He looks very frightened. And he's like, I see. Well,
I just kid. I start laughing.
aha. He doesn't look relieved at all.
Yeah, gnomes don't taste that great.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know, the last time I had one, it tasted a lot like a roast pork.
Well, it's
I
better
mean,
than
if,
chicken,
if
right?
that's not, that's not what your flavor. Some people don't like it. I know that certain cuts, like certain ham cuts, just have a weird sweet taste that I don't prefer. But
What happened to you and sentient beings and not eating them?
well, that was before when I was eating them.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
But
Please don't eat me.
don't worry, we won't as long as we don't have to.
I mean,
Okay.
All right, really quick.
This is hilarious.
And he just kind of steps away from the camp after a while. And,
Remember last time you went invisible, I could still see you.
I'm trying to look very, very serious, but I'm just cracking up laughing. Just not audibly.
were you trying to do it intimidate?
Yes.
gotcha. She rolled a 5. So he's like, well, should we continue our journey together?
Oh yes, we're the best of friends now. Don't worry, we don't eat friends.
Okay.
That's true. I've never seen Arden eat one of his friends.
Yes, and we're all very good friends. And you're a friend too,
I've
because
known Arden a very long time.
you taught me magic. So I mean, we're friends now. Maybe you could teach me how to drink water next.
How about I give you the directions to the site.
Are you sure you don't want to come with us?
I'm pretty positive.
We could keep you alive.
You're just going to go north about maybe another 2 days, and you should see... Essentially, you'll see this area that is kind of a white rock-like outcropping. Let me get to my notes here. Starts flipping through his pages to remember what it's
Are you
described as.
going to leave us? Friends don't leave friends.
Bear with me. So it'll be pretty easy to tell. It's you'll see kind of these alabaster-looking rocks, and it's probably in probably about half a mile wide altogether. In a bit of a low valley, you'll see the rocks kind of sticking up. But just head north for another 2 days. Should see it no problem. But I think I'll leave you to it.
Leaning over to Kaiji. I think he took us seriously. Does he have no sense of humor?
Well, he probably doesn't have a lot of experience with tiefling and the senile old man. So, You'd think, though, if what was up there was so precious, he'd stick it out either way.
You'd think.
Yes, it sounds to me like whatever is up there isn't worth your time. Maybe not be worth our time either.
I don't go there. I know where it is, but I only go there if I'm desperate.
Really? And when were you going to... desperate? That sounds like, a bit of a death sentence for us.
Well, it's just that I don't have help.
Well, we are help, but you seem to want to just run off into the...
You said you were going to eat me!
Oh, come on, we're just messing with you. We've never eaten another person yet.
He rolled really bad on
Did I
his,
know?
his save, by the way.
Come
He got a 2.
Look, half of us.
I know I'm
wouldn't
bad
even
with people, but I didn't realize I was this bad that people...
You're terrible!
I mean, just look at us. Do we look like we eat people?
You realize.
Half of us wouldn't eat the frogs.
So,
Yeah, I did not want to eat the bullywogs because I considered them people. You'd think I would eat you?
Well, you said you would.
Listen,
You looked pretty serious.
Well, it was mostly because you ate the bullywogs and it made me very upset. So I had to show you how upset I was.
I see.
Just think about how you felt. That's how the bullywogs felt every day.
now you understand why he convinced me not to eat bullywug ever
quite the
again.
learning moment.
But listen, no, seriously, you obviously need protection if you go there. But I do feel it would be beneficial to have you with us because I imagine that you might be a little better than us at pointing out, the consumables that would be better priced,
Or even the magical
suppose.
traps to stay away from.
Yes, that too.
Well, there's not really a way to stop the magical traps.
Or at least try to skirt them or avoid them. Or
Good luck.
You're magical, aren't you?
I am, but it's wild magic. Don't you know what that means?
Tame it
Exactly. Just
That is.
figure out how to control it.
like a horse. I don't know.
I feel like taming the wild magic has been the course of using draconic over the years, and they've tried to, but I mean, it's wild.
I mean, old magic was probably wild at some point.
You know,
We seem to have the favor of a lot of gods. Maybe they'll help us.
Listen, though, I do apologize, at least on my behalf. I will say I am still slightly scared of her threat because she is the softest person I know, and you don't piss off the soft person. That's just something I've learned over the years. But we'll work together. I promise we won't. I promise I won't make any more jokes about eating you. I can't speak for the rest of these people.
Okay, well,
If you decide to leave, fine. We'll make sure you're set with some of the meat we preserved. We'll make sure you're taken care of. But it would probably benefit us both to continue venturing together.
I suppose you're right. But
Also learn to take a joke.
well,
I was not joking.
See.
Yes, but what did she say? She said, if you cross us, she will cut your tongue out.
Well, that makes
And
sense.
It's fair.
She also didn't threaten to eat you.
Yes.
So
Just maim me for life?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
only
if you do,
deserve it.
I mean, are you planning on double crossing us?
No!
Then you have
Then you're
nothing to fear.
But you're leading us to a place that you only go in desperation.
Well, I just don't ever have the help. You don't go to these places without help.
he has a point. I've almost died several times, even with people. So
I mean, that's the only reason I'm still alive.
You've also
Most-
almost died drinking
Most
water.
of these
so-
places that are fought over,
yes,
people
it's very dangerous.
send slaves in to gather the stuff.
It just seems rather suspicious to me that you've never disclosed this location before,
It's
but you're willing to disclose it to us and then just scamper away.
Well, do you know how many cities have fallen and risen as a result of these locations?
This one in particular?
Not
the one
this
that
one.
you've never disclosed to anyone?
Well, it's hidden in this swamp.
What were you going to use it for?
Well, I go there every now and again to get components.
I mean, it makes sense if no one else really knows about the location, you have free access to it, and then it seems like an easy way to get components as long as you're willing to risk.
The greater the risk, the greater the reward.
Yeah, but I have
might
heard
be
of
something valuable
cities fighting and armies fighting over these spots because of how potent they can be and how many riches you can find in them, as long as you're willing to. I suppose most people risk slaves, but how much you're willing to risk venturing into the depths of these locations.
You'll see when we get there. There's lots of value there. You just have to be careful.
All right, you'll go first.
Fine.
And then does Arden go right after since he's also the magic person?
Only for scientific purposes.
I mean,
Don't worry, Arden, we've got your back.
I'm willing to risk.
Well, I mean, if you're behind me, then that's kind
Right?
of...
Yep, that's exactly what I meant. I'll be behind you.
Okay, so you guys finish the night. You continue going forward.
Ooh,
Over
I'll
the-
rest.
Over the course of the next 2 days, you travel, and you eventually make it to this location.
I will say that part of Asar's process is at night she casts aid on Arden, Asar, and Shrew, and then during the day she casts it on Raynor, Mossy, and Alton. So if we're going for a day, Raynor, Kaiji, and Alton has 5 additional hit points for the next 16 hours, and the rest of us only have it for 8.
Okay,
So
sounds good. I'll just make a note that that's probably what you do
yeah,
on a day-to-day basis.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm same thing with the water. I refill it in the afternoon and at night.
Okay, sounds good. So, as you guys continue on your way, bantering and going on as you do, Urun eventually leads you into this small valley along the northern section of the wetlands, not quite to the borders, but not too distant from it either. And it's also very clearly the dry season in this region. You really aren't seeing any water. Those small puddles that you found before, you're not finding those anymore in this area. And as you look, he leads you up to the top of this hill, and you look down into this small valley, and you see great stone deposits toned in like an alabaster color. And these deposits sprout all over this valley floor. It's really strange. It's almost out of place. And this valley is quite green. abnormally green, especially for it being the dry season. And it forms in like a perfect circle in the valley floor. You also see some small grass strands growing from the ground, kind of like the color of ivory. And many of the plants found in the area are, as you're just kind of looking in around the edges here, they're used for you see incense, you see various herbs for spellcraft, and as you look around at the dirt and the dry grasses around the circle, you see that they're like being pushed away upwards up onto the hill, and then eventually they start to fall back down as the magical energy wears off. So just kind of a shock wave of magical energy kind of pulsing outward. So that's what you see.
This is beautiful in a strange sort of way. It's fascinating.
It's definitely a first for me.
Yeah, I told you it's unique.
So we're on top of a ridge.
Yeah, so you've kind of gotten closer, I'd say, to kind of the edge of the circle, and you can see that you haven't entered. It's very clear where it starts.
From where we are, is there any specific valuable components that we can see?
Make an Arcana check.
Guidance.
I like guidance.
While he's doing that, can I kind of look for just creatures or monsters or anything that might be threatening looking
Sure.
around there?
Go ahead and make
I'll help you keep
perception
an eye
check.
out. Just
Okay. Guidance.
Would Arden be doing the same? Looking for, seeing if there's anything he recognizes.
Arden probably would be.
yes, Arden is very familiar with magic items, and so he will look for them.
I got a 9 total.
9. You aren't really able to see too much, but you can tell around the edges. You find incense and various herbs used for spellcraft. Just one plant of these isn't super valuable in and of itself, but gathered in bundles, they can be quite valuable and are very essential in many spellcrafting spells.
I see some plants that can be used and helpful. I'm gonna go in and just start collecting some of these incense and other magical plants. And so I take a step into the circle.
Before you do that, what everyone else get for their rolls?
Raina got a 2 on his perception check, but Arden got a 26 on his arcana check.
Okay, sounds good. So Arden, what he notices as he looks more into these areas is he sees more towards the center these fairly, they're not huge stalks of ivory, but they're something that if you took probably a couple of these could value somewhere around 300 gold pieces. But they're a fair ways further in. And then he also notices that those alabaster stones that you were looking at, they're not alabaster at all. They're calcite, which is a stone used as a chalk. And in this area, this would, just with it being that wild magic, this chalk would have the components embedded in them for certain spellcraft of specific chalks used.
Oh my god, I'm rich.
And then those can be quite valuable as well. And then let's see here. He also notices the incense and the various herbs. But those are the main things that you find.
And this is mostly on the outskirts of the ivory being.
Towards the center.
How close is the center, I guess?
So altogether, this is probably like a half a mile wide.
Okay.
And Alton only rolled a 5 for perception, so Renner and Alton can't see anything.
But and by saying like
So
it's
beautiful.
towards the center, it's probably one of those. It's more like as far as you can see, you can start seeing these stalks of stuff. So you don't necessarily see the center itself.
So there's potential there's more stuff past those.
Are you sure we can't just go a little bit in? There's so many things.
What
Hey,
do
if-
you see?
If I were to make an instinct check, what would that be? Would that be like a survival or
Nature survival.
like
check.
a?
So just to
Well, it could be an insight.
I was thinking an insight possibly, but that's usually more in
Like
relation with
like
people.
facial expressions or whatnot.
But if this area is just so unnatural to you, then your
I would
instincts
say
might not be
I would say
very
it'd probably
helpful.
be a survival.
Okay.
In this case, it'd be with disadvantage because this is more related to Arcana.
Okay. Yeah, whatever. It's an 8.
Okay. So it's just an unnatural place to you. It doesn't seem right, but you're not sure exactly what's.
Every hair on my back is telling me not to go in there.
Here, Mossy, take care of my bag. Has my thermos, has my stuff. Keep it safe. I'm going in.
True.
Oh,
So
hell.
you see those white stalks?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Those are ivory.
Ivory.
They're worth probably several hundred each.
Interesting.
And the rock formations are magical chalk. I could have chalk for the rest of my life.
That would be interesting.
I can, draw with chalk. I've heard there's magical things that you do with chalk.
Yes, I've heard of some magic things too, but how from the ivory to the stone, are those comparable in distance inwards?
Yeah. So the stones are really kind of scattered all over, but you'd have to go probably, I'd say, 100 feet to get into a place where you could start taking some of the stones, and the ivory is further.
Okay. I am gonna head down to the ivory, get a couple of stalks of the ivory.
You are a brave man.
I will risk it.
Auden just kind of unknowingly has already started heading in that direction. The allure,
To the ivory.
The allure is too much.
So, are we going after them?
Um,
I almost just want to
Oh
go
gosh,
just to
they're
see
all-
what happens.
they're already kind of like.
As I'm walking in,
Uh.
I say to yes, keep an eye out. I don't know what's gonna happen. This will be exciting.
I'll trail
I
behind.
mean, Arden's already like 20 feet ahead of you.
I'm sarcastically humming whatever the pirate equivalent of taps is.
Oh god. This was a bad idea.
I'll just follow
Listen,
I'll
if
follow 100 feet behind. just
Arden's
to-
if they're going in, we should probably at least catch up and go in as a group. I can't
Right,
imagine.
yeah. I mean, we
And
We
as
totally
I
Uren
have
sees
not
them
been
go
able
in,
to-
he says, Wait! Some of us should stay behind in case something happens. We can go and rescue them.
I did tell Mossy to watch my bag.
Staying behind, but I don't know if that involves going into and rescuing.
You
Okay.
You three, you four
Alton-
stay behind.
Alton,
I'm
Mossy,
going to go
you-
and gather some things as well.
Okay.
Okay, what do we do if things happen? What's going to happen?
I don't know.
Should we like tie ropes to you and pull you back out?
The rope might turn into a snake.
I think it's too late. for
Arden
that.
is now like 30 feet in.
Not Arden. Sheru runs to catch up to Arden.
I'll cast.
Okay.
I'll cast message
Before
at
you
Arden and
guys-
try to tell him to stop.
Before you guys can do anything, we've got some rolls to make. So, first for Arden. What's gonna happen? I don't know.
Oh no! I just love this mental image of
Oh yes!
Uren talking to us.
So as Arden starts moving forward, he's walking, and then all of a sudden his vision just goes black, and he is blind.
Not again!
What's going on?
I
Oh,
can't
sorry, I'm not Arden.
I can't see the stalks anymore or anything, but I know they were that direction.
Hold still. I'll run and
Go ahead and make a let's have him make a wisdom check, just a base wisdom check.
I do shout, hold still, I might be able to help you out. And I say that as I'm running.
Well, you're going to
Yes.
have to get your
He
stuff.
gets a 22.
22. He's able to maintain the right direction. So
I know where I'm going.
Wait, he just keeps going anyways? What was it we said about killing Brad's character while he's
So, as you yell at him, wait, I'm going to help you. You fall flat on your face asleep. Okay.
Urin.
So Urin has to make a roll as well.
did he go into?
He did. He's gathering around the edges. Oh gosh, this is wonderful. So as he steps in, right at the edge, as he's going to gather some of these incenses and spices, let me do another roll real quick. You see pop out of the ground 4 skeletons, and they brandish their weapons, and I need you all to roll initiative.
Like that.
Oh, I love this place, guys. It was so fun to build.
Oh, nat 1 on
Oh.
initiative.
All right.
Okay.
Gosh darn it! What if I use the digital dice?
Teach you guys to go to a magical place.
Oh, it would have been a lot better.
I'm just
with
doing
digital.
what I thought Arden would do.
I'm having a blast. All right. I need.
I think Brad will be proud.
So
I
I'm
hope he
assuming
gets
that was
back up
basically
there.
the sleep spell. There's no saves for that, is there?
It only lasts a round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So same with the blindness.
See, I knew exactly where I was going.
How far are they?
They are like right in front of you, like
Oh, that
slightly
close?
inside.
Wow, okay.
We just walked in and all of a sudden this stuff happened.
Okay, let's see here. Bear with me, I'm just getting these all added. All right, so we'll save that. And Rainer, what is your initiative?
12.
Okay.
And Arden got a 3.
Okay. And Asar,
7.
Shrew,
6.
Kaiji.
10.
Oops, not a 1, a 10.
Not the best initiatives.
Arden, you said got a 3. 3 for Arden.
Yep.
Okay.
Alton also got a 3.
Okay.
Those are bad rolls.
They're bad rolls.
I mean, I got a
That
10. That's terrible.
12. All right. Okay. So, they are first going to attack.
The sleeping turtle.
No, you two are further away.
Oh, okay.
This is like
You're
right at the edge. They are first going to attack Urin, and I'll just roll 3 real quick. All of those are going to miss for sure. And we're on to Rainer. So three skeletons come swinging in with their short swords, and none of them hit Urin. Rainer, you're up.
Okay, I am going to run in within about 10 feet of the skeletons.
Okay. They're right at the edge, so you don't even have to go in.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to stay out, but close enough that I can still hit them with my whip. First one is 14 to hit.
That'll hit.
That will be brain. 10 damage, 2 of which is radiant damage. I don't know if skeletons are weak against that.
It does not appear to be any
Okay.
different.
Okay, and then second whip is 22 to hit,
That'll hit.
and that is 7 damage.
Okay. So the first skeleton, as you hit with the first whip, you see it start to kind of disintegrate in certain spots, and then the second whip, you pull at the spine, and it just collapses back into the ground and almost fades back into the earth. And it is gone. So up next is Urin. Let me get back to him. He is going to use his classic magic missile. And he is going to attack one of the other skeletons. That was pretty good. 7, 10, plus 3. That's perfect. So he does 13 damage to one of the other skeletons, and you just see it explode into a cloud of bone and dust. Up next is Mossy.
Okay, so I'm assuming there's one in front of me that I can hit without entering the circle. Is this true?
If you use a ranged weapon, Rainer
Okay.
has his whips.
So how far away are they then?
They're like at the edge, pretty close to the edge, but like even if you reach your arm in, that's causing problems.
Would Mossy know that?
Well, yeah, would Mossy know that? I think I would, just based on how fast they appeared when Urin walked in. I'm just gonna draw my weapon and take like 5 feet back.
Okay.
So I'm prepared. Can I hold my action for if one is in front of me?
Sure.
Okay, I hold my action.
Okay, sounds good. The next one comes running out of the circle towards the rest of you, and I will let you take your action at this point.
Cool. Let's see. So that is with this thing that does the stuff, which would make that. How do you add again? 18.
18, that'll hit. Roll your damage.
Seven.
Okay, sounds good. So this you swing at it with your weapon and do some decent damage. It's looking a little worse for wear. And then it is going to take a swing at you. What's your AC?
15.
Okay, that's going to hit. And you're going to take 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And Asar, you are up.
Asa will cast Chill Touch on him.
Okay.
So let's try digital dice. That didn't work. 7 to hit.
That is going to miss.
It goes for wide.
Okay. So you bring your skeletal hand. It doesn't impact, but we're on to Sharu. You remain sleeping. That is right. Alton.
Alton will just try to toss some hellfire at that last skeleton.
Okay. There's 2 more skeletons, actually.
Oh, I thought we took out 3 of them already.
Only 2.
Oh, okay. That's a 20.
That'll hit.
Great. Okay. So it is 1 fire damage and 3 necrotic damage.
Okay, so 4 damage altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's on fire.
Are you attacking the one that came out or the one that's still in?
Yeah, the one that's right in Kaiju's face.
Okay, sounds good.
Does this cinch my hair?
What?
Does this cinch my arm?
No, he hit well enough. And
It's
Arden,
like a tiny little mote.
Arden is up
hellfire.
next. So
I think I'm almost there.
he continues moving forward in the right direction.
Don't worry, I'll be in and out in a minute, guys.
The other skeleton's going to
Might
attack
have me
Urin
too.
again, is going to miss. And Rainer, you're back up.
Reyna is going to just go at that skeleton right there because that one would be within range.
The one outside of the circle?
The one right inside with,
Okay.
and that is only a 7 so that one's not going to hit the first one. Second one, 15,
That'll hit.
and that does 7 damage.
Sounds good. So the skeleton is looking not great, and we're on to Urin. He is going to cast another magic missile. And, there we go. And that is going to do... He's going to be able to take out the other two, and they both explode into a cloud of bone and dust as well. And we'll end the initiative there. So, we are in the well of wild magic, and we are going to end the session there with that combat and pick up next time. Thanks for listening.
You have been listening to RollFare, a D&D podcast. Produced, recorded, and mixed by SF Shields. Executive produced by the RollFare team. Copyright 2021 by RollFare LLC. All rights reserved. Visit us online at rollfare.com.